This is not a soft message, and it is not coming through by accident. Stop scrolling because someone is breaking down right now, and the reason is you. The Arcturian Council reveals that a fight erupted between your ex and your person because your energy never left the situation. Even in silence, even in distance, your presence became the unspoken third voice in the room. One of them feels threatened by your growth, the other feels exposed by it. Your name surfaced in anger, confusion, and obsession because you triggered unresolved wounds neither of them wanted to face. This is what happens when a starseed exits a karmic role prematurely. The entire illusion collapses. You were never meant to stay small, silent, or accessible. The chaos you caused is proof that you were the stabilizer holding together something artificial. Now that you've stepped away, everything false is shaking loose. This message is direct because your soul is ready to hear the truth without sugarcoating. Type, "I am ready," to claim this message. The Arcturian Council wants you to understand something critical. This argument was never about love triangles, jealousy, or competition. It was about power. When you chose yourself, you removed your energy from a system that relied on you to function. Your ex felt abandoned at an ego level, while your person felt destabilized because your independence exposed their emotional dependency. That imbalance created friction, and friction always turns into confrontation. They argued because they could no longer pretend they were fulfilled without you. Your silence became louder than any explanation you could have given. This is what happens when karmic bonds reach expiration. They don't fade peacefully, they combust. You are not responsible for the explosion. You are responsible only for choosing alignment over obligation. The universe is confirming that your withdrawal was necessary, not selfish. Type, "I trust my path," to lock this in. Right now, conversations are happening about you that you are not meant to hear directly. Your name appears unexpectedly, followed by awkward pauses, defensive tones, and emotional shutdowns. One of them tries to rationalize why you mattered so much, while the other tries to minimize it, and fails every time. The Arcturian Council says this is energetic residue clearing itself. You left an imprint because you loved, showed up, and evolved authentically. That kind of energy doesn't disappear just because a relationship ends. Their argument is the external expression of an internal reckoning. You are no longer available to absorb their confusion, so they are forced to face it alone. This is how karmic cords dissolve without confrontation or closure conversations. Distance is doing the work for you. Type, "I release what no longer serves me," to support this clearing. You may feel waves of guilt rising unexpectedly, as if you somehow caused pain by choosing peace. The Arcturian Council says this guilt is not intuition, it is conditioning. You were trained to believe that your worth was tied to how much you could endure. When you stopped absorbing emotional chaos, the system reacted violently. Your presence once soothed instability, but your absence revealed how unstable it always was. That is not your fault. You did not break anything. You stopped fixing what was never yours to repair. The collapse you are witnessing is not punishment, it is correction. You are being released from a role that drained you in the name of loyalty. Type, "I choose freedom," to detach from misplaced responsibility. The Arcturian Council highlights that since you stepped away, your timeline has shifted rapidly. You may notice subtle upgrades, clearer thinking, stronger boundaries, unexpected opportunities, while others around you seem stuck in emotional loops. This contrast is intentional. The argument you caused is an echo of a timeline you already exited. It no longer belongs to you. Be aware, one of them may attempt indirect contact through nostalgia, crisis, or curiosity, testing whether you are still energetically available. This is not reconciliation. It is closure seeking mixed with ego. You are not required to respond to be compassionate. Silence can be an act of self-respect. Type, "I honor my growth," to stabilize this new timeline. there is another layer the Arcturian Council wants you to see. The fight between them is also rooted in comparison. One is realizing they lost access to a rare version of you, and the other is realizing they can never compete with someone who chose themselves. That realization breeds resentment. You became the symbol of what they could not maintain or become. This is not something to internalize. It is something to transcend. When people argue about you in your absence, it means your energy changed them. But transformation is not always gentle. Stay detached. Let the imprint fade naturally. Type, I remain unbothered, to claim emotional neutrality. You may be experiencing heightened synchronicities right now, repeating numbers, vivid dreams, sudden emotional clarity. The Arcturian Council says these are signs of integration. You are closing a karmic chapter without reopening wounds. Do not rush to assign blame or rewrite history. This connection served its purpose. It awakened your self-worth. The argument unfolding now is the final test. For those still operating from ego and fear, you already passed by choosing yourself. What comes next will feel calmer, steadier, and unfamiliar, in a good way. Type, I accept divine order, to align with this shift. Here is a direct warning from the Arcturian Council. Do not re-insert yourself emotionally. Checking, asking mutuals, replaying conversations. These reopen energetic doors. Let the noise exist without entering it. This discipline is how karmic cycles end permanently instead of repeating. You are being prepared for a higher level connection, one that does not thrive on chaos or emotional scarcity. Peace is not boring. It is regulated love. Protect it fiercely. Type, I protect my energy, to seal this boundary. Understand this clearly. You are not forgotten, replaced, or diminished. The intensity of their conflict proves the opposite. What is collapsing is the illusion that they moved on cleanly. They didn't. Unresolved emotions followed them forward, and now they are colliding. You do not need validation from the wreckage. Your validation is the calm you are building, and the clarity you are embodying. The next chapter of your life will feel quieter, but infinitely stronger. Type, I welcome peace, to anchor this truth. This message is time-sensitive. The energetic peak of this conflict is happening now, and your response, or non-response, matters. Neutrality accelerates closure. Engagement prolongs lessons. The Arcturian Council stands with those who choose conscious endings over dramatic continuations. You are not here to prove anything. You are here to evolve. Let them argue. Let them realize. Let them release. Your only responsibility is alignment. Type, I claim my alignment, to fully receive this message. The Arcturian Council now draws your attention to what is happening beneath the surface, far beyond what the human eye can see. While you appear calm, detached, and grounded on the outside, your energetic field is undergoing a recalibration that is impossible for karmic connections to ignore. This recalibration disrupts old agreements automatically. That is why the people who once benefited from your emotional labor now feel destabilized. They are not reacting to what you said or did. They are reacting to who you became. Your frequency no longer matches the version of you they felt entitled to access. This mismatch creates irritation, confusion, and eventually confrontation between those still clinging to the past. You were never meant to explain your evolution to those who only knew how to consume your energy. The Council emphasizes, growth does not require permission. Your detachment is not coldness, it is mastery. Type, I stand in my truth, to claim this frequency. There is a powerful reason you were removed from the center of that dynamic before it fully imploded. The Arcturian Council reveals that had you stayed longer, you would have absorbed emotional debris that was never yours to process. You were the regulator, the peacekeeper, the one who softened sharp edges and translated chaos into understanding. Once you stepped away, there was no buffer left. That is why arguments escalated so quickly. Without your calming presence, unresolved resentment surfaced immediately. This is confirmation that your role was energetic, not equal. You were giving more than you were receiving. Even when it looked balanced on the surface, the universe intervened not to punish anyone, but to preserve you. You are no longer available to play intermediary between unhealed parts. Type, I choose energetic balance, to seal this realization. You may feel moments where memories resurface unexpectedly, not because you want to return, but because your nervous system is completing a cycle. The Arcturian Council says this is normal when long-term energetic attachments dissolve. Do not mistake memory for longing. Memory is integration. You are extracting wisdom without re-entering the lesson. Meanwhile, those still emotionally entangled experience memory as regret, frustration, or obsession. That difference matters. You are processing from the crown. They are processing from the wound. This is why you feel clarity while they feel agitation. Stay with the clarity. The cycle ends cleanly only if you resist romanticizing what required your self-abandonment. Type, I integrate and move forward to complete this phase. The Arcturian Council wants you to recognize how rare it is to exit a karmic situation without becoming bitter. That is your accomplishment. You did not harden, you refined. This refinement changes how others experience themselves in your presence and absence. Your ex confronts loss of control, while your person confronts the reality that connection without possession is possible, and they were not ready for it. This creates internal conflict that spills outward. Their argument is the sound of outdated paradigms collapsing. You are witnessing the death of an old energetic structure, not the failure of a relationship. Do not personalize endings that were written before you arrived. Type, I honor soul lessons, to acknowledge this truth. Listen carefully, because this is the part most people are not ready to hear. The Arcturian Council reveals that if you had stayed just a little longer, you would have dimmed yourself to keep the peace, and that would have delayed your destiny significantly. The fight you triggered was the universe's emergency override. It removed you before you betrayed yourself again. That is shocking, but it is also protective. Some connections do not end because of incompatibility. They end because your soul refuses to shrink anymore. The chaos you see now is what you escaped. Let that sink in. You were spared. Type, I accept divine protection to claim this awakening. Now the energy shifts toward what is being prepared for you. The Arcturian Council indicates that the space you cleared will not remain empty for long, but it must remain empty for a while. This pause is sacred. It recalibrates your expectations, standards, and nervous system. You are learning what peace feels like without intensity attached. That is critical, because your next connection will not arrive through chaos or longing. It will arrive through resonance. Anyone who cannot meet you in stability will feel bored or threatened by your calm. That is how you will recognize alignment instantly. Type, I allow healthy connections to align with what's coming. Be aware, as your energy stabilizes, one of the people involved may experience delayed regret. This regret is not romantic clarity, it is ego grief. The Arcturian Council advises discernment. Not every apology is an invitation. Not every realization requires your participation. You are allowed to let others grow without waiting for them. Compassion does not require access. You can wish someone well without reopening the door they once slammed shut energetically. Type, I practice discernment to protect your path. You are also being reminded that your value does not come from being chosen. It comes from choosing yourself consistently. The argument you caused exposed, who relied on external validation to feel secure. You no longer operate from that frequency. This is why your life feels quieter but more powerful. Silence is not emptiness. When it is chosen, it is sovereignty. The Arcturian Council affirms that you are stepping into emotional adulthood, where peace matters more than proving a point. Type, I choose emotional maturity to embody this shift. As this chapter closes, you may feel a strange sense of neutrality toward people who once consumed your emotional world. That neutrality is freedom. The opposite of love is not hate. It is indifference born of healing. The Council says this is the final sign. that karmic cords are dissolving completely. You are no longer reacting, you are observing. This is where wisdom replaces attachment. Type, I am free, to confirm this release. This transmission ends with reassurance. You did not lose anything real. What fell away was dependent on your self-sacrifice. What remains is aligned with your expansion. The Arcturian Council stands with you as you step forward unburdened, unattached, and unafraid of solitude. You are not alone, you are aligned. And alignment always attracts what is meant to stay. Type, I step into alignment to seal this message. The Arcturian Council now shifts your awareness toward the long-term impact of what you have just survived. What ended was not merely a relationship or a connection. It was a pattern that had followed you across multiple lifetimes. You were the one chosen in this incarnation to break it. That is why the resistance was so strong, the emotions so intense, and the aftermath so loud. When cycles that ancient collapse, they do not dissolve quietly. They announce their ending through disruption. The argument you caused is the final reverberation of an agreement that can no longer bind you. You are no longer repeating ancestral wounds, abandonment templates, or emotional scarcity contracts. This is lineage-level healing. You may notice family dynamics shifting, friendships changing, or your tolerance for emotional immaturity disappearing entirely. This is not arrogance, it is alignment. Your soul has outgrown environments that require self-betrayal to maintain connection. Type, I break old cycles to claim this liberation. You may now feel an unfamiliar stillness settling into your life. The Arcturian Council emphasizes that this stillness is not stagnation, it is recalibration. For so long, intensity masqueraded as passion, chaos disguised itself as chemistry, and emotional volatility felt like depth. You are being retrained at the nervous system level to recognize safety as attraction. This can feel strange at first, even uncomfortable, because your system is detoxing from emotional adrenaline. Those still operating from old patterns experience your calm as boring or threatening. That is because calm offers no hooks for control. As your regulation deepens, you will notice that fewer people have access to you, but those who do feel profoundly aligned. Quality replaces quantity when you evolve. Type, I choose regulated love to anchor this shift. The Arcturian Council now addresses the subtle grief you may not have acknowledged yet. The grief for the version of yourself who tried so hard to make things work. Honor that version. They were not foolish, they were faithful. They believed love required endurance because that was the level of consciousness available at the time. But you're no longer there. Growth does not invalidate effort, it contextualizes it. The sadness you feel is not about loss, it is about release. You are letting go of the belief that love must hurt to be real. That belief ends with you. Type, I honor who I was to integrate this healing. Be mindful in the coming weeks. As your frequency stabilizes, people from your past may reappear unexpectedly, not necessarily to stay, but to witness who you have become. The Arcturian Council explains that this is energetic closure, not coincidence. You are no longer accessible in the same way, and that contrast triggers reflection in others. Some will feel inspired, others will feel exposed. You are not responsible for their reactions. Do not shrink to make reunions comfortable. Let your presence speak for itself. Evolution does not require explanation. Type, I remain authentic to hold this boundary. Now comes an important recalibration of your desires. The Council reveals that what you once wanted was shaped by what you lacked. As wholeness integrates, your desires will simplify. You will crave peace, consistency, honesty, and mutual effort more than intensity or validation. This is a sign of maturity, not settling. Your standards are rising because your self-relationship has stabilized. Anyone who cannot meet you in clarity will naturally fall away without drama. This is how alignment works when resistance is gone. Type, I refine my standards to support this evolution. You are entering a phase where your intuition becomes sharper, quieter, and more precise. The Arcturian Council notes that loud intuition comes from urgency. Refined intuition comes from trust. You will no longer feel compelled to chase answers or analyze behavior. What is meant for you will feel consistent, not confusing. This discernment is your reward for leaving when it was hard. You listen to your inner knowing instead of bargaining with your boundaries. That choice strengthened your connection to higher guidance permanently. Type, I trust my intuition, to deepen this channel. It is also important to release the fantasy that closure must come through conversation. The counsel is clear. Closure is an internal decision, not a mutual agreement. You already received it the moment peace outweighed curiosity. Anything left unsaid no longer requires a voice. It requires acceptance. You are not unfinished. You are complete without explanations, apologies, or acknowledgments. That completeness is what makes you magnetic now. Type, I am complete, to finalize this chapter. As you move forward, you may notice an increased sensitivity to environments, conversations, and emotional undercurrents. This is because your tolerance for misalignment has dropped. The Arcturian Council reassures you. This is not hypersensitivity. It is clarity. You can no longer pretend comfort where there is contraction. Listen to your body. It will guide you faster than logic ever could. Peace will become your compass. Type, I listen to my body, to strengthen this awareness. The Council now confirms that what is approaching you is not a repeat of the past. It will not require proving your worth, managing someone's emotions, or negotiating basic respect. It will feel mutual, grounded, and emotionally present. You will recognize it not by sparks, but by safety. This is the upgrade. This is what you made space for when you walked away. Type, I allow aligned love to open this doorway. This phase concludes with a reminder of your sovereignty. You are no longer defined by who chose you, who fought over you, or who lost you. You are defined by the self you reclaimed. The Arcturian Council affirms that your energy is now self-sustaining. From this place, everything that enters your life must add, not drain. You are no longer waiting to be chosen. You are choosing. Type, I stand sovereign, to seal this transmission. The Arcturian Council now opens a wider lens, one that extends beyond relationships and into purpose. What you just completed was not only an emotional cycle, but a preparatory initiation for your next level of contribution. When starseeds disengage from karmic entanglements, dormant abilities reactivate. You may begin noticing heightened perception, sharper discernment, stronger boundaries, and a reduced tolerance for distraction. This is not coincidence. Emotional freedom creates psychic clarity. When you stopped investing your energy in stabilizing others, that energy returned to you amplified. This is why you may feel both lighter and more powerful at the same time. The argument that unfolded behind you was the final siphoning attempt of a timeline that can no longer access you. From this point forward, your energy is no longer available to be misused, misunderstood, or minimized. You are stepping into conscious authorship of your life. Type, I reclaim my power, to anchor this activation. The Council emphasizes that your nervous system is undergoing a permanent recalibration. You are learning to exist without waiting for the next emotional spike. This may feel unfamiliar, even unsettling, because chaos once signaled connection. Now, peace signals alignment. This transition marks the difference between survival consciousness and creator consciousness. You are no longer reacting to circumstances. You are responding from choice. People who relied on your emotional reactivity will feel disconnected from you, because they no longer recognize the calm authority you carry. That authority does not announce itself. It radiates quietly. This is why you no longer need to explain yourself. Explanation is for those who still seek approval. You have moved beyond that phase. Type, I embody calm authority, to integrate this shift. You may now experience moments of solitude that feel expansive rather than lonely. The Arcturian Council clarifies that this is sacred solitude, not isolation. It is the space where your higher self, and human self merge without interference. In this space, you will receive insights, creative impulses, and intuitive nudges that feel effortless. This is because your energy is no longer fragmented. Fragmentation ends when you stop overgiving. The relationships that once drained you trained you to recognize where you leaked energy unconsciously. That lesson is complete. From here on, you choose where your attention flows, and attention is creation. Type, I choose conscious creation, to claim this mastery. Be aware that as you stabilize in this frequency, others may project narratives onto you. Some will say you changed. Some will say you became distant. Some will feel nostalgic for who you were. The council advises neutrality. You did not change. You returned to yourself. Distance is only perceived by those who cannot follow you into alignment. Let misunderstandings exist without correction. Your life will become the clarification. Those meant to walk with you will recognize you instantly at this frequency. Type, I remain centered, to stay grounded in truth. Now the council speaks of the timeline you avoided. Had you stayed entangled, your intuition would have dulled, your creativity suppressed, and your emotional bandwidth consumed by maintenance. This was the cost of staying. You sensed it intuitively, which is why leaving felt urgent even when it hurt. That urgency was guidance. You honored it. Because of that, a different future opened. One where your energy supports expansion rather than survival. This is not just a better relationship timeline. It is a better life timeline. Type, I trust divine redirection, to affirm this knowing. The Arcturian Council now addresses your soul contract moving forward. You are no longer assigned to heal through sacrifice. Your role shifts toward embodiment, showing what regulated, self-respecting love looks like by example. This will naturally attract those ready to meet you there, and repel those who are not. You will notice that manipulation no longer works on you. Emotional games fall flat. Confusion no longer hooks you. This is spiritual adulthood. Type, I embody self-respect to claim this role. There is also an awakening of self-trust occurring now. You will rely less on external validation, ratings, reassurance, or confirmation. The council notes that, when guidance becomes internal, dependency dissolves. You may still seek wisdom, but not from fear, only from curiosity. This marks the shift from seeker to knower. You are not abandoning spirituality, you are integrating it. Type, I trust myself to stabilize this integration. As this integration deepens, you may feel grief for timelines that will never materialize. This grief is not regret, it is completion. You are honoring what could have been without trying to resurrect it. This emotional maturity is rare. It allows you to move forward without bitterness or denial. The council affirms that honoring endings with grace accelerates blessings. Type, I honor endings, to complete this release. Your future connections, romantic, creative, and collaborative, will feel slower at first, but deeper. There will be less intensity and more consistency, less drama and more devotion. You will recognize alignment through ease. This ease is earned. It is the reward for choosing yourself when it was hardest. Type, I allow ease to welcome this new rhythm. This segment closes with a powerful reminder. You are no longer available for cycles that require suffering as proof of love. The Arcturian Council confirms that you have graduated from karmic repetition. What comes next is co-creation, not correction, expansion, not endurance. You are aligned, protected, and guided forward. Type, I move forward aligned, to seal this transmission. The Arcturian Council now asks you to witness who you have become without judgment or comparison. This stage of your awakening is about embodiment, not effort. You are no longer chasing healing, answers, or validation. You are living as the evidence of your own transformation. Notice how your reactions have changed. What once triggered anxiety now feels distant. What once demanded explanation now feels irrelevant. This is not numbness, this is regulation. You have crossed a threshold where your inner world no longer depends on external stability. That independence is what makes you powerful, not detached from love. In fact, this is the only state from which real love can exist. The Council affirms that you are now energetically self-sourced. No one can drain you unless you consciously allow it. This is sovereignty in its purest form. Type, I embody sovereignty, to claim this state. As sovereignty stabilizes, your reality begins to reorganize itself around your truth. The Council explains that environments, opportunities, and people that no longer match your frequency will quietly exit. This may happen without confrontation, explanation, or closure conversations. Things simply fall away. Do not resist this process. Resistance slows alignment. You are not losing support. You are shedding misalignment. What remains will feel simpler, calmer, and more honest. You will no longer need to perform or prove yourself to belong. Belonging will feel natural. This is the difference between energetic compatibility and emotional negotiation. Type, I allow realignment to support this shift. The Arcturian Council now speaks of your role as a stabilizing frequency for others, not through fixing, but through presence. People will feel calmer around you without knowing why. Some will be drawn to your steadiness, others will feel uncomfortable in it. Both reactions are neutral. You are no longer responsible for how others respond to your peace. Your task is not to dim or explain your energy, but to maintain coherence. Coherence is alignment between thought, emotion, and action. This coherence is what makes your words carry weight and your silence carry wisdom. Type, I remain coherent to hold this frequency. There will be moments when the past attempts to resurface, not to reclaim you, but to test your boundaries. The Council advises awareness without engagement. Tests appear when mastery is near. You are not being tempted, you are being confirmed. Each time you choose peace over familiarity, you reinforce a new identity at the soul level. This identity does not collapse under pressure, it holds. The version of you that once negotiated with discomfort no longer exists. Type, I passed the test to affirm this mastery. Now the Council turns your attention to your future self. This version of you lives without second-guessing intuition, without over-explaining boundaries, and without romanticizing struggle. This future self is not dramatic or loud. They are grounded, fulfilled, and deeply present. Every choice you are making now is constructing that reality. You are no longer preparing for life. You are living it consciously. This is the reward of choosing alignment repeatedly, even when it was lonely. Type, I align with my future self to merge timelines. The Council reminds you that love will return to your life in a new form, one that feels mutual, steady, and emotionally available. This love will not need to be chased, decoded, or earned. It will arrive through recognition, not longing. You will know it by how safe your body feels, not by how intense your emotions spike. This is the love that meets you where you are, not where you used to be. Type, I receive healthy love to open this channel. Your voice also changes at this stage. You will speak less, but with more precision. You will no longer argue your worth or defend your boundaries. Those who understand will not need convincing. Those who resist are not meant to stay. The Council says this is leadership energy, not dominance, but clarity. You are leading by example now, whether you intend to or not. Type, I lead with clarity to accept this role. Gratitude naturally replaces longing as this chapter completes. You will feel appreciation for lessons without wanting to repeat them. This is how wisdom integrates. The Council affirms that gratitude seals karmic cycles permanently. When you can bless the lesson without revisiting the pain, the door closes cleanly. You are free. Type, I bless and release to finalize this closure. As this transmission nears its end, the Arcturian Council emphasizes stillness, not inactivity, but inner quiet. In this quiet, guidance becomes unmistakable. You will know when to move and when to wait. You will trust timing without forcing outcomes. This trust is earned through self-honesty and courage. You have both. Type, I trust divine timing, to anchor this knowing. This is the final confirmation. You were never meant to stay in situations that required you to abandon yourself. The chaos behind you was the cost of remaining small. The peace ahead of you is the reward for choosing truth. The Arcturian Council honors you as a being who completed a karmic cycle consciously. From this moment forward, you walk unbound, guided, protected, and aligned. The transmission is complete. Type, I am aligned, to seal the message and claim it fully.